Hi, my name is Brita Fordice, and welcome to Loon Live. I'm here with Matt, and we're going to be tying up, well, sorry, I'm going to be tying up, actually. I'm going to be tying up a bait fish, probably a herring, and I'm also going to be tying up a squid. So, let me get going. This hook that I'm starting off with is the streamer hook. It's the NS 110 in a number 4 from Eric's. It's a pretty awesome hook. It's also really heavy, which is good, so it keels really easily without actually having to add any extra weight, especially when you add a lot of fluff and other things to the fly itself. Okay, so I'm going to tie up a flatwing. The first thing I want to do is use bucktail for the bottom pillow at the back end. It's going to keep the feathers from fouling. It also works a little bit easier than some of the other hair that you can use, just because it is stiffer for that purpose. I like to use white.
That was a cat sneeze. Sorry.
That's awesome. All right, so.
Do you do anything special when you select your bucktail for like your saltwater streamers? Is there anything you look for?
Yeah, the stuff that I would use and pick normally for other purposes is not the same that I would use for flatwings in specific. Flatwings, you want something with a little bit of a crimp to it, just because it'll make it just looks better. I'm just picky that way. Okay. That's all. The straight, the really straight flat stuff, I don't end up using that stuff at all. But I'm not nearly as picky as other people would be.
Gotcha.
I'm also one of those people that I'm not a super OCD meticulous tyer. So you'll see that I get a lot sloppier than other people do too. Makes it a little more fun. All right, so the first feather, generally you're going to want either a streamer neck or a rooster neck. I'm going to use just a standard rooster saddle because that's what I have. But you want to do upside down to make it concave, because that's going to keep the other feathers from fouling and wrapping around. The bonus is that now that things like Loon Flow have come out, I can put a drop of this on, and actually it will give it some stiffness and keep the other feathers from fouling as well. Makes it a lot easier. This is the biggest annoyance, is it's really tricky to get it just right so that it doesn't, because no amount of glue is ever going to fix a feather if it's going to want to turn.
Right.
So you have to do a really good job and be really careful with that. So now I use some of the flow. I just do a little dab on right at the base where I've tied it in. Kind of let it absorb in there. Hit it with the light.
Wyco Flyco says, you tie killer flatwings and squid patterns.
Sweet. That's how I pick up my men. All right, so I tend to leave the stems on here. I don't know, it's a psycho thing, but I do until I just keep adding to it.
Ty Will says,
they're awesome.
Says, hey Britta. And Justin Aldrich says, sloppy equals fun. Now I got it.
Perfect.
What brand of ice do you have there?
So I have a Renzetti, and I'm using it with my tie wheel and the extension that they came out with last year, which is pretty awesome. I've gotten used to this, and I really like it because it allows all of my crap to be in one area. Okay. In a way, when it comes to tying stuff. I do like it a lot. I wish they could go like an entire table size of tie wheel stuff, because I always have something else I need to have right in front of me, it seems like. So another thing with flatwings I like to do, this is something that Ken Abrams originally, when he came up with these patterns, designed, was he said to put 2 pieces of Flashabou in between each feather. So as they kind of undulate in the current, it flashes in different places. I started out doing 2, and then I got bored, and now I do a lot of feathers or pieces of flash. So I put some of the Ripple Ice, Hairline Ripple Ice Fiber in Minnow Mix.
Okay.
So that was the next layer that you saw me put on there.
Sweet.
Now I'm going to go ahead and put a white feather in.
Ben, if you didn't notice, Britta actually is not a bro. She's like a bra. Like, just going to throw that out there.
Yeah. Perfect.
But Ben has the same vice, so he's stoked.
That's awesome. And I do wear a bra, so that's good too.
Vintage Axe Works. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream.
All right. So a little flow again. It's kind of cool how fluorescing this thread is too. It lights up.
Is that the Vivas?
It's Vivas, yeah.
Which Vivas are you using?
On this one I'm using 6/0 because all I found was 6/0 or 12/0.
Okay.
10/0 would have been awesome, but I didn't have any. So that's what we ended up with.
DJ Green wants a shout out. Let's see.
Don't do shout outs tonight.
You have love admirers from Clement Roberge.
Nice.
Want to marry me? Sorry, Justin.
He takes it all well. The best I ever got was I got a picture sent via messenger of like a hoarder's backyard. Then another picture of like a bunch of dead Atlantic salmon in a sink.
Oh.
And then the angel emoji, and it said hey in Swedish. That one is tempting. Okay, so a little more flow. Now I'm going to do the Ripple Ice Fiber in Smolt Blue.
That is one of my favorite ones out of that whole mix.
Yeah. This stuff has been such a good addition to my patterns. I love this stuff a lot.
Scott, she's tying a flatwing baitfish streamer pattern.
It's going to look like a herring, hopefully.
Yeah, and
Hopefully.
Waiko goes, Brita, how do we get on your pro team? I will rep your brand at my middle school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Waiko's really not in middle school. He's very
awesome.
sarcastic.
That's awesome. Yeah, okay. I waste a lot of feathers when I'm plucking them. Ideally, you should measure them before you pluck them, but I don't. When it comes to flatwings, you need to make sure that you pluck the exact right size so that you're just peeling off the fuzzy part of the feather.
Right?
And that's where it's going to have that strength. So you can't just take any feather, like if I have an awesome feather right here, I
Right.
can't just take that and peel it to the right length because it's going to end up kinking it when I go to tie it in.
Right.
So it has to be the right size every time.
Great question.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't address it. What are you
okay.
fishing for with this?
So this pattern here, it started off for sea run cutthroat
Okay.
and salmon in Puget Sound.
Okay.
So it ended up morphing into much larger. And now I've been tying it for people that are targeting stripers, things like that as well. This one right here is going to be for salmon in Puget Sound,
Gotcha.
if there are salmon in Puget Sound.
So you're still commercially tying, like custom stuff.
Yeah, custom stuff.
You hear that, guys? If you want any of Brita's flies, it's
Takes me a while sometimes,
C-Fly
but
907. And
you have to be patient.
You have to be patient, but you can get some of these.
Yeah. This time of the year, it's actually a lot easier just because guiding is slowed down too. So this is angel hair and damsel blue. It's what I put for the flash in between after that blue feather I put on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap over those stems that I left in. The only reason also I left those in, it makes it nice when you're going to wrap the shank here with some sort of, I'm using like just regular micro braid, mini flat braid.
Right.
It makes it so that you don't have to end up with like a big ledge that you drop down off of. So the stem goes all the way to the front, all of them. It makes a nice even taper to the front. So there was a reason I left those on there besides just being lazy.
So I know you have a full-time job as a product developer.
Yes.
With Farbanks, Sage, Rio, and Reddington. How many days a week do you guide, do you think? Or a month now? Because you're full-time, that's taking up a lot more of your time.
Yeah, that's my real job, if you will. During the summer, there'll be at least 3 to 4, sometimes more days a month that I'll guide.
Okay.
It used to be up until I started working at Farbank last August. Well, the August before last. I was guiding a lot. So like 4 to 6 days a week at times. So yeah, I generally don't have a life and I have no weekends off.
There you go.
Yeah. But you caught me on a good weekend.
We had to boot some people.
Yeah.
They were being naughty.
surprised I didn't make that cut. All right, so now I'm going to wrap the shank here.
That's the, one more question about
Yeah.
your vise. That's the Renzetti.
This is the Renzetti Traveler.
Okay.
I tie on at times on a Norvise,
Okay.
which I really love.
Okay.
I get made fun of for tying on that one at times, but I still love it. I love it being able to tie with brushes and things, or create my own brushes, things like that with wire.
Right.
But this thing, I love Renzetti vices, especially
Very cool.
the Traveler. It's awesome. Simple is better for me. Okay, so now.
Exactly. Wyco.
Nice.
Wyco says, "Why are dudes so creepy? We operate on 3 brain cells." And Beachman Fly Tying, it's Thomas from Fish Hunter. saying
Thomas,
hello.
yes. Hi, Thomas.
What's up, Thomas?
Thomas is great. Fish Hunter, they have some great products as well. Dealt with them and ordered with them from the shop for years. So I'm taking some white bucktail and some kind of blue bucktail. I have no idea what color this is. It's like damsel blue, maybe. I have no idea.
It's not one that you've tied
No.
or dyed.
I generally dye a lot of stuff myself, but I'm so ADD that I don't ever end up with 2 the same color. So it's a little detrimental in the long run. So now what I'm going to do is, this is for this top pillow that I'm doing.
Oh, we have Australia in
Sweet.
the house.
That's awesome.
That's
I
cool.
want to go to Australia.
Me too.
Fraser Island.
Fly Fishing Jeffrey says you're great.
Sweet. Thanks. I'll go to Fraser Island anytime. All right.
Here's an
so-
interesting question.
Yeah.
It's nothing I've ever thought of. Do you ever weigh the fly to see the weight of the actual pattern?
Good question. No, I actually haven't. I have the Flymen swim tank.
Yeah.
So I'll actually take it and I'll swim a lot of them in there, because I can't tell you how many times I've tied up a great looking fly and the thing goes right on its side.
Okay.
Which is not good. So it looks like a really trying, dying bait fish, which at times could help, but not really. So yeah, it would be a good thing.
Okay.
But I have not, no.
Yeah, I use the Flyman machine.
The thing's, it's pretty good.
Typically, they chant for the tank at the end of Loon Live because we do a chant
really?
session.
Well, if you guys want to hang out that long, I guess we can go get it and put it together. But yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
Have you ever fished? Look, it says I believe this gentleman's asking if you've ever fished the Truckee.
No, but I've definitely, when I was little, we used to go and do vacations down at Tahoe. And I remember like standing at the bridge and just drooling over those browns that hang out right above the bridge that you're not legally allowed to
Right.
actually target them.
Right.
And wishing I could hit those fish. But I have not fished it before.
So Calvin's corrected his statement. He
right.
meant add weight to the fly.
Oh, yeah,
For
I totally
Puget
will.
Sound fishing.
So there's a couple things I'll do. One of the things I'll do is I'll actually hide a bead, like a tungsten bead, right there behind where I tie in my bucktail.
Okay.
So I'll hide in weight right there, and that helps a ton because it'll actually help it keel if it's too fluffy on the bottom as well. But that said, my guiding's all from a beach.
Right.
Puget Sound we don't have like the jetties and such that you're going to find on the East Coast.
Right.
So it's usually more detrimental to get it down too deep, too fast.
Right. Right.
So aside from making it keel better, it's adding weight is just going to let clients at times break rods quicker.
Right. So I know what you're going to say here, but what lines do you like for fishing Puget Sound?
Oh, so 2 would be the top 2 is going to be the, Rio Outbound Short, number 1. I like the floater for that.
Okay.
And I usually always use a 6 weight.
Okay.
That line is actually 3 line weights heavy in the first 30 feet, which is great. It helps people cast, but it makes it so that I could use it on a 7 as well, and then makes it 2 line weights heavy, so it doesn't matter what rod I grab.
Okay.
The other one is the Coastal Quick Shooter, which is a great one. That's a full intermediate, so I'll also use that as well.
So like a lot of people probably think about, fishing Puget Sound and cutthroat, but don't think about the topwater game.
Oh, yeah.
So it might surprise people that you're wanting a floating line. But
Yeah, it can fish really, really good on the surface, One of my favorite times that virtually not many people know about is in the fall. You can actually fish for salmon on the surface on termite patterns.
Right.
We get a really, really big termite hatch that is amazing.
So as a side note, I know you told me to do that one year, and I thought you were totally BSing me.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm throwing crap at them basically for that.
Mercedes says she loves fishing, and she's from Argentina.
Nice.
Awesome.
Argentina, too.
The lady representing here.
Sweet.
Poppers for sea run cutties is where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I was like fishing like a big draw, like a big, like where the tide was draining out of like a little after bay.
Yeah.
And trees overhanging, and it was like after you told me that, and I was like racing back to the truck because I was getting hit with termites because the wind kicked up.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And they were definitely eating. Waiko wants to know if you fish San Juan worms and pegged beads out here.
Everything eats a pink worm. That's my favorite. We have not necessarily in that situation, but we get polychaetes out in Puget Sound.
Is that like those dock worms?
Yeah, and they get huge. They get to be like a foot long, some of them. And there'll be times where you look down at your feet and it's like straight out of Twilight Zone. They'll just be all over your feet. It's super creepy. Unlike the East Coast worms, though, which I hear bite. I don't know. Ours don't. At least the ones I've encountered, thank God. So who knows? All right.
Coastal cutties like power bait. That's Waiko Flyco for you.
Nice.
Okay, great question. More of a gear question. What is your go-to rod and reel?
Go-to rod and reel, Salt HD 690, and reel is usually whatever I've got on me. But right now I've got a 3200 series Sage reel with me that I fish a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the one I fish the most. The 4200 series is also really, really good. I have a 6200, but somebody likes to take it at times, so.
Might go on a Boston whaler out and on different guide trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but there's some, those are probably my favorite.
So this is All Tied Up Fly Tying School. He asks, what's your favorite fly tying book?
Book?
Yeah.
So number one would be the Benchside Reference by far.
Okay.
Number two is A Perfect Fish by Ken Abrams, which is the best book for tying flatwings if you guys are interested at all. So,
High Peaks Rep says hello. Sick fly.
Nice. So what I'm doing right now is I basically took the underfur of a patch.
Oh, here's a great one. Sorry.
Yeah. No, have at it.
It's
I'm just talking.
So he's just starting my fly fishing journey, and I'm wanting to start learning how to tie my own flies. What are the best materials to use, and what is the best way to learn? What do you think is, like right now, what do you think is the best way to learn quickly as a beginner?
Buy the Benchside Introduction to Fly Tying.
Okay.
Number one, and number two is going to be to think about what, not necessarily what you like to tie or what you think you like to tie, but what you want to fish the most.
Okay.
And only buy materials for that. If
Okay.
the book says to tie some, or like buy stuff to tie dries, don't do it if you don't fish dries. You're going to waste your money because those materials don't interchange.
Okay. Why does my leader like to get all tangled up, and what can I do to fix it besides buying new leaders?
Take a casting lesson.
There you go. Please say the dating book again. It's not a dating book.
No. The Benchside intro?
Yeah.
Yeah. That Benchside intro to fly tying is like the best of the best. All right, so this guy's almost done. I'm gonna add one more thing. I really have a weird, creepy obsession with minnow, the minnow blend by Hairline, this Ice Dove minnow fiber, or Ice Dove minnow mix. It's awesome. Gives it a little bit more flash on the throat. All right. Oh no.
Chris, it's for coastal sea run cutthroat and salmon of all species, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody will eat it. Oh, what was the name of the flatwing book again?
Perfect Fish by Kenny Abrams.
Okay.
He also did Striper Moon. That guy is the designer and originator of the flatwing. All right, so there's that.
But I'm catching rainbows. Why do I need a lesson? Everybody can benefit from a tune-up from a good casting instructor.
Yeah, totally. There's nothing wrong with that. And the only thing I may not have is eyes.
I've seen eyes in like 60.
I know, I've got them
variable
everywhere.
locations.
I'm gonna have my trusty assistant go get them for me.
He's like a beer assistant.
He totally is, although I haven't had to make him get that yet. Perfect. Thank you. So I think these are actually Deer Creek flies.
What is your favorite cereal to eat that helps
Cereal?
you fish? I go with Lucky Charms.
Oh, heck, no, well, Cap'n Crunch.
Yeah.
Crunch Berries.
Yeah.
Big fan of those.
Let's see. Hello from Canada. What is your favorite style of flies to tie?
Flatwings.
Flatwings
And squid.
and squid.
Without question.
Simpler is better. What do you recommend to start? What would be, if you had like the most, like this is your first fly as a tyer, what would it be?
Woolly bugger.
There you go.
All right, so now what I'm going to do is take my Loon thin. I like the thin for this
Good
part.
question. How long have you been tying?
Oh, God. I'm not going to give away my age necessarily, but it's been...
Say like,
it's been
30 years.
It's been over 25 years, let's put it that way, yes.
There you go.
But they weren't good for many years. They were
Okay.
really crappy, actually. I was like running over stuff on the way to and from school and had every sorority sister like horrified that I would veer off roads to like run over a pheasant so I could tie with it in college. That did not help pick up men in college. Okay.
It was just the wrong men.
Totally. All right.
Oh, we have a Frankenberry cereal
know.
fan. I don't know.
Frankenberry? Yep. I haven't tried that one yet. All right.
Flat Plane Crank says that pattern is sharp. It'd be killer for smallmouth, which I totally agree.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, a lot of your flatwings, you could manipulate that into any sort of freshwater bait fish as well.
Totally, yeah. I've done a lot of big fat bluegill flatwings for people,
Okay.
which you could do with EP fiber, that Puglisi fiber as well. That helps also. All right, so that guy's done. Want to get a picture of that guy? I don't know. Maybe I should have put it back in the vise. Probably would have been a lot easier. There, done.
So Lyco asks if he drinks pumpkin spice lattes while wearing Lululemon yoga pants, does that make him basic?
Only if he clicks his white shoes together.
Okay,
Yeah.
There you go.
Just the heels. Okay. Did you get a good shot of that?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. One down.
A+ beauty. They're digging it.
Sweet.
But it only takes 75 minutes to tie a squid?
No.
Oh.
The squid are it's embarrassing how easy they are to tie and how quickly
Can
I'll
you
get
make it look fancier? No, I'm
Like-
joking.
have dancing women pop out of it.
No. Lyco says killer fly with some hand claps for you.
Sweet. I like them. All right, so I'm going to do a squid.
And keeping with the same thread.
Same thread, because I'm lazy, let's be honest. And then this is a Senyo's 25 millimeter shank, articulated shank.
Now, okay, so people give me a hard time because I only tie with 50 GSP. Do you tie a lot with white threads?
I tie,
Everything?
if I could buy stock in 140 denier ultra thread, I would. Now I have Vivas right now just because that's what I found that had a full thing of white thread on it. So I'm not picky when it comes to that stuff.
Carly says nice work as usual, Brita.
Nice. So, Senyo's again.
Okay, so we have intruder wire.
This is the thick. Sorry, Greg, but I only use the thick. I can't. Greg Senyo's awesome, but that thin, no matter, yeah, I find that no matter what, either the hooks I'm using at times, it slides through at times.
Okay.
So I end up using the thick for everything. It's awesome.
Gotcha.
It's my favorite stuff ever.
People are loving your vise tonight.
Sweet. It's a tie wheel.
See, I use the size 6 for low water steelhead patterns.
Yeah.
But I'm using like a size 8 stinger. So really small.
Well, some of the stinger eyes are much bigger than others, and some of them, I wasn't thinking when I cut that, that was way too short. I'll use that for something else, or I'll throw it away, or I'll kill my vacuum again.
That's a real world problem.
It is, seriously. I'm actually working at the shop. I'm going to throw Ryan Smith under the bus real quick here, who owns Avid Angler. He and I were working together like 8 years ago, and he actually vacuumed up a ostrich feather,
Plume?
one of the royal plumes that was massive, and it vacuumed it up and it actually embedded it into the carpet in the shop. And so to the day we moved from that location to the new location, there was still this like red dye patch.
That was
in
from
the
when
shop.
you guys were in, like by the library.
Oh, totally,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have David Redpath from Vancouver Island. What's up, David? Welcome. I've been thinking of picking up that bobbin. It's a little pricey. Is it really that much more durable than others?
If I could buy 10 more of these, I would. If they're still available in Canada and you want to send one to me, you can. These things are awesome. I love this thing. It's heavy. Oh, they're great. This is my favorite bobbin ever made. I don't even know what size I have. You can get the standard, the midge, and some other ones. I don't even know. I don't care. It's awesome. The only annoyance is you have to have lots of threaders because this thing will not, you can't just suck it through.
Like a straw?
Yeah, you can't. This one, you have to have a threader for it, and I lose my threaders constantly.
More people tuning in from Vancouver. Cool. Whoop. Let's see. I forgot about over here all the question.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. Is the Vivas thread flat or round?
It's round.
Yep.
That's why I kind of like ultra thread sometimes as well, because it flattens out.
And Mr. Landry asks, we're making a squid this time around.
Yes.
A nice fly from the flatwing.
Sweet, thanks.
Kind of blew up over here. This slowed down.
Yeah.
Skills, yes. Howdy, Reel and Steel Outdoors.
Sweet.
South Carolina. Hello.
Hello. South Carolina.
The SC.
Yeah.
I like it. I believe that's South Carolina. That's all I could think of.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Unless it's like some dude from Southern Colorado or maybe Southern California. I don't know.
No. You should know.
I wouldn't say
I
that.
would hope.
That would not be my terminology.
Yeah. So right now in this guy, I'm using the Easy Body. This one is large.
Swing it over here too.
Or extra large, sorry.
Boom.
See it?
Yes.
Okay.
What's up, Fly Skins and Kentucky? Everybody's getting. We're gonna have all 51 shades shouted out. Here
Oh yeah, totally. That's awesome. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. All right. So back to the white buck too. All right.
North Georgia.
Oh no.
I think I'm gonna break my tub.
You can take another one. I'm sure we have another.
Fly tires with tubs.
Weird, right? Rubbermaid. That's another one that I should totally have a stock in.
Yep.
That Duracell batteries would be another good one too.
Oh, for lights?
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna get you a
Not.
rechargeable. We're gonna get
Yes,
you a
definitely lights,
rechargeable-
not other things.
Rechargeable light.
Yes. Oh really?
Yeah, it's new this year.
Sweet.
Top secret. Not really.
So, get that guy. So the purpose of bucktail on this guy is only to keep things from fouling. Just so you know. I like to extend a little bit beyond. We have an audience here now.
We have like a secret audience.
That no one else
making
can see.
faces at Brita.
And weirdly topless. It's very odd.
It's Justin, so it's okay.
So, I'm going to make this squid natural / pink and peach kind of color.
Okay.
So, it's going to be, just ripping feathers off all willy-nilly. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to it. Because the hook is going to be about that far behind on this guy, you want to make sure that the feather itself is going to go a little bit longer as well than the loop. So now I just tie him in with no rhyme or reason.
Everybody's excited about the rechargeable UV light.
As they should be.
We have Orvis Atlanta in the house. What's up, Orvis Atlanta? Pink month, almost over. Northeast Ashland. What's that? I don't know where that is.
Oregon.
Oh.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Ashland,
Well,
yeah.
There's also Ashland.
Well, there is Ashland, Oregon. That's the only one I really know.
That's me too. That's where you buy feathers. Fancy feathers.
Totally. All right, so they have all the good like aviaries there too.
Yep, that is true. I don't think she was referring to Oh No, Georgia, that we were starting a state-by-state shout-out program on Loon Live.
That's awesome.
Orvis Plano in the house. What's
Sweet.
up, Orvis Plano? El Tejas.
Sweet.
Can you guys send us some burritos, please?
That would be awesome.
Right?
Some real
Good
yeah,
burritos?
Totally.
Who doesn't love good burritos?
Taco trucks. We were talking about taco trucks earlier today,
I
actually.
doesn't like the burritos.
All right. So let's see here. All right, so I like to put some grizzly feathers in there too, just to give it a little bit of a mix. This is the remnants of one of my peach dyed saddles. Not much left.
So if you're looking for a custom color, I'll throw you under the bus here. What are some of your favorite dyes, just so we can get it out there for people? I feel like dyeing feathers, I know you and I dye feathers, and we're kind of nerds. Mm-hmm. Like,
it intimidates people a lot.
Yeah, but,
yeah.
I mean, Orvis Plano says tacos are on the way.
That's awesome.
They might be a little cold, but we're going to get them.
Perfect.
And I speak more Spanish than Lyco Flyco.
Yeah. Mine's rusty, but I'm good at it.
So what are some of your favorite dyes, like secret Brita hacks and tricks and tips for dyeing feathers?
Generally, like a good vodka soda and a tangerine rit dye.
Okay.
With a little bit of something else. I don't know, one other color. I like pink, adding pink to tangerine rit dye. It's
Okay.
one of my favorites.
Okay.
This one was a mix of tangerine and fun. I really have no idea what's in this one.
Okay.
But it was tangerine.
Okay.
That one's probably my favorite by far.
Kool-Aid. We have people representing Kool-Aid in the house.
Kool-Aid can do it, definitely.
The big orange jug. The big
yeah.
jug.
Yeah, I'll do vineyards too.
Yeah,
That's the
breaks
other one.
through your wall, dyes your feathers.
Yeah, I will say though, the house smells horrible after dyeing. It's like the worst, nastiest smell ever. The worst was after a day of dyeing with some feathers that had somehow been subjected to mothballs in massive quantities. It was a horrible smell.
Here we go. Good question. How many feathers do you put in for your tail of your squid? Is it...
I'm so ADD, I have no concept. I just tie in a bunch, and when it stops looking good, then I stop and I maybe pull one out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then sometimes I get bored. I'm going to add rubber legs too, so I do that too. Chiconies.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Coolest thing ever. Watch this. Oh, yeah.
The glow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
it's
pretty
a
awesome.
UV reactive dye. Have you ever used the faux bucktail?
Yes, I like that a lot. I've used it a ton. I like using it on flatwings more so than squid because it's not hollow center, so it doesn't flare and
Okay.
actually create enough protection to keep the fly from fouling on the squid. But on my bait fish, I'll use it on this top wing pillow or platform a ton. And it's great stuff, and it lasts a lot longer than bucktail does.
So this is a good question.
Yeah.
I can see the answer. It might be a little bit hard on the Instagram live feed.
Yeah.
Are you tying them concave out so they flare
Yes.
outwards?
Yes.
So
Always.
Okay.
And I'll hold it up so that it actually does in the future as well, or when I'm done with it as well too, so you can see. There's another part that I do, or thing that I do with it that causes it to flare out as well, and I'll tell you when I'm doing that. That's when I do the eyes. So again,
And
my
those-
super technical way of tying in
Right,
rubber
right.
legs. I leave them still attached. on the bottom when I tie them in,
Okay.
only for the fact that they don't annoy me quite as much when they are, and then I have to remind myself to go back and cut off those tag ends. that
So
look.
have you ever fished this for steelhead, or is it mostly a Puget Sound fly?
I haven't yet. I recreate it and revise it and update it every 3 months. So I know that it's worked for king salmon in Puget Sound. It's worked
Okay.
for kings in the rivers, the Northwest. I've had people order it and buy some from me for steelhead, but I have not yet. We haven't had our winter season yet to know whether or
Right.
not it works. So I would think it would, but who knows?
Could be killer for, those tidewater fish.
Oh yeah, totally. So this is some of the Just Add Water product. Glisten Glow in pink. It's one of those ones that 10 years ago at the shop, we used to get dye batches that were way off of those. And so we always knew to just buy them up whenever we could because we'll never see it again.
Right.
That was one of those colors. It's pretty awesome.
I do the same thing with every single material. I see like a dye batch that I like, and I just buy all of it
Totally.
and stash it in secret places.
This is Senyo's Predator Wrap. Another really awesome thing. Glows. So I like using this as well for a little bit of like grizzly color action. No rhyme or reason again to how I'm tying this in. Just tying it in. I do like the flash on these to be a little bit longer than the tail is going to be on it. It's kind of key to give it a little bit more fun, if you will. So now that I've got this going, now's the fun part. And this is, this is my Rio Hard Mono 20 pound. It's 0.021.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this stuff and make some eyes. So I'm really a horrible gauge of distance and length. So I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe?
It's about 2.5.
Okay. There you go. Proven.
6. Brita, that's 14 inches long. Sorry.
Justin's a lucky man. Anyways. All right. Back to PG. So I'm going to throw, these are my hairline oval eyes. They're the Super Pearl.
People are fired up. You're giving them good ideas with the squid pattern. They're
Not
excited.
that I don't know length and distance.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of my Loon UV Flow. And I take this and I add it to the back of where I've stuck my mono eyes. Or my stick-on 3D eyes.
Okay.
Onto the hard mono that I have here. And I'm going to add that to it. And then what I do is I take my UV light and hit it with that.
Okay.
Sometimes smokes, it's kind of fun.
Oh, what hooks are you using? We haven't got to a hook yet.
I haven't gotten to a hook. So this is just that Senyo's,
It's just a
shank.
shank. 25 millimeter?
yeah, this is the
Okay.
25 mil. So what I also do on this after I've set it is I go back over, which one did I have? Oh, that was my problem. With the flow, and I kind of hit the edges a little bit, only because at times it'll kind of slide around. I've also been known, depending on the kind of fish that you're targeting with this, it's like something with teeth, bigger than salmon teeth, which don't really count, I don't think, at all. I like to actually take some, like, hard as whole to it as
Okay.
well, because that'll actually make that a little bit more durable. So now here's what I do with this. I take this, and I make it concave so it actually folds and bends out.
There
Make
we
it
go.
stop moving. There.
Here, hold it up right above your fly, right behind it. There you go.
Stop
there you
moving. There.
It's got a lot of movement.
Hopefully. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie this in so that it sticks out. All right? So you want it to actually...
Somebody asked if anybody makes American hooks and Lyco Flyco reeds, which I don't think there is anymore.
There's not anymore, no.
And,
Not anymore.
I mean, well, actually there is. But there's like, it's like Matt Arsegia out of LA, but he's
Got it,
making
yeah. Very small number, yeah.
traditional steelhead, blind
Blind eye.
eyes, 6-odd, but Lyco says that Eagle Claw makes some great snell hooks. Lyco, I don't think they're made in America though.
I'm
anymore,
pretty
buddy.
sure anything that's, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, outside of boutique, so no. Outside of boutique manufacturing, it's really not a thing anymore.
No. It's really hard. I'm pretty sure everything comes out of Japan for most of the good hooks.
Yeah.
Good old mustads were. I've still got a lot of the old Norwegian, like, original mustads.
AKA garage.
Totally. Oh, yeah,
Garage sale
definitely.
finds.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Wyko says his life is a lie now for his equal class Snell books.
He can cry himself to sleep on his big
Yeah,
pillow.
I think he's kind of sad because he was using those as the trailers on most of his production flies.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. Now I roasted you.
All right. So I'm going to bend that guy too. He's all ready. All right. I was told I couldn't swear, so did you see me catch that one?
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
My mom could be watching this, so
Grandmas and moms are watching.
Yeah.
There are children.
yeah. There we go. So, see?
Oh, that's a bad joke.
Can you not see?
No.
Or you can?
We can kind of get we get the gist of it.
Okay.
Somebody said we need to tie up some Pacific Northwest Atlantic flies.
Oh yeah, hilarious. Pretty sure they still eat pellets out there these days.
I was thinking if sabiki rigs with pellets could kill it.
Oh, totally. Add a little smelly jelly to anything,
Yeah, like,
you can get them out of there.
Throw some gravel over the water and the sabiki rig goes down. They'd just be on it.
Here's where it gets super technical.
Okay.
You ready?
What do we have there?
So this, well, sorry, just kidding. This, my favorite thing in the world, Hank Light Bright and Peach.
Okay.
Another really fun one. Check that out. It's pretty awesome.
UV reactive as well.
I have this weird obsession with that stuff. Anyway, so this stuff,
So you're not weird.
I'm super weird.
So John Hazel, the Deschutes angler, and
Yeah.
Amy will walk down their fly fins and their materials with our UV light.
It's an awesome
And
way to
they'll
sell
nope,
stuff.
yes, nope, yes, yes.
Yeah, because there's a
nope.
lot of stuff out there that people have no idea.
Bread Boy 10,
Yeah.
give us a shout out. I'm not sure. Okay.
I don't know what Bread Boy could be.
Right. He wants a shout out. I think
Bread?
that's his name.
I don't.
That's his name on Instagram.
I like bread.
Yeah. That's kind of a shout out.
Maybe he's dead.
All right. So this is my amazing dub job. Super technical. This is the other
Was
really.
that 4 or 5 wraps that you did?
I think
Sorry.
depends on the hour. You never know. Here's my other super technical way of doing this. Riplice fiber again, Minomix. Watch this. This is where you learn the magic.
Oh, what color was the peach material?
Peach.
And it was peach.
Super exciting too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So you just kind of lump it in there and go
Yeah,
through
because the
it.
beauty of this fly, you can't see any of it because it's all underneath that. It's perfect.
We have some of your fans from Avid that say they miss seeing you there.
Because they're awesome. That's a very good 11 plus years I spent there. So,
Is this an articulated squid?
oh yeah, I mean, why not add a little more to it?
Okay.
So we're going to,
Perfect.
because we can. Yeah, a lot of times I'll decide. This is
You're
one of
like,
those, yeah.
this is going to be multiple.
Yeah, why not? My other thing I'm really bad at gauging probably has to do with that whole length and distance thing, is how long this has to be. Because I gave a sheath a little too much room there. But I do love burning it.
Children, ask your parents before you play with fire.
I don't think I should be allowed to play with fire most days.
And you just do that to seal it so it doesn't fray out on
Totally. Yeah, and it you can actually get a good shape doing that.
you. Okay. 'Cause that's
a
kind of a specialty material. Not a lot of people maybe have seen it or.
This stuff I fell back in love with, actually. It was it's been around for a long time. Mets did it for a while, I believe, as well.
Okay.
And I also use the chocolates body tubing as well.
Okay.
But this stuff isn't as stiff So sometimes it's a little bit more user-friendly to work with.
Fly Machine 775. I'm gonna go with we fish the West Coast. We all live on the west side of the world here. Unless you have like you secretly travel to the East Coast all the time and do like fall striper run that we don't know about.
No, I would love to though, considering all of the patterns that I tie essentially work for stripers too.
Can we start over? Definitely not. It will be available for the next 24 hours, so that you can start over.
Yeah. All right.
Orvis says that is Cicola.
Sweet.
So basically, I believe that's interpreting
What
southern
did I put this on? That's
body tubing.
yeah, totally. Oops.
Just kidding. That was a good joke.
Yeah. Hope so, because I'm not starting this over. All right, so doing the second section of this just because I decided I wanted to. I'll throw some wire on it. Just
Give it a little
down
weight.
bit, yeah. I have used the tungsten powder as well, and added it to some of the thin.
I'm going to go out on a gamble here that's 0.30 sized or 0.25.
Oh, you're good. 2.5.
Tied a fly once.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Wraps quantity, wherever I decide to stop. This one ended up at about 5, 6. I can count. I can't measure, but I can count.
Perfect.
So that's good.
That is a good
So
skill.
plus.
Oh, great question. What length is this new shank that you've added?
It's a 2.5.
No, the shank that you're wrapping on.
Yeah, the little guy. This is also 2.5.
Oh, it's a 25 millimeter shank
Yeah.
as well?
It's this guy is. It's also one of the Flyman ones, but it's one of the articulated fish spine shanks.
Okay.
So it's not like the Senyo's version.
Gotcha.
It's just because I had it in front of me, I'll be honest. So it looks a little shorter, but it's not.
Right. Okay.
For the bigger squid, I'll use one of the 40, I think it is.
Okay.
So
That looks so. Great question. Somebody might have. What weight fly rod are you going to throw this on? You're not throwing that on a 6.
I'll throw everything on the 6.
Really?
Oh, totally.
So does Bond.
I've got no shame.
Okay.
But that said, ideally for a normal human being that isn't crazy, I would throw it probably on an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a good question from. Looks like he's from Washington. I'm going to make an estimate here. It's Calvin, but he.
Calvin June.
Yep. He goes.
I might
How's
know.
popper squid pattern working on the sound?
Oh, that can work really, really well.
Okay.
It did work at the end of August
Okay.
fairly well. Clarity isn't exactly perfect right now, so I haven't used it right now. But
Mildly turbulent.
yeah, a little bit.
Just turned
A
up.
little bit
there.
not clear as well.
Yeah. People are blown away that you're throwing this 5 to 6 inch fly. Actually, it's 32 inches long. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Fly on a 6 weight. But you're saying you're throwing that outbound short. It's so overweighted.
It is, yeah.
It turns over anything. It's like a skagit head with a running line, kind
Yeah.
of ish.
Now, granted, I should say though too, this I'm not going to throw it from the beach with that. I'll throw
Right.
it from the boat with that. Should have clarified that. From the beach, yeah, you want an 8 weight. That would suck.
Wyko, I don't even know where you come up with your ideas, but he says he only fishes everything with a 2/8 without a shirt and on the glass rod.
Yeah,
So we could say he's a big deal.
he is a big deal. All right. So ripple ice fiber
Is
again.
that Wyko?
This is the fun part. Another thing that I like to do too, because I'm really nerdy, is I like to use like something that glows underneath. And
Okay.
you can actually take it then and make under the mantle glow, which is kind of fun.
Actually, this is a great question. So probably we're talking about Great Lakes region.
Okay.
Actually, it is. He's Flat Plane Crank says he's never seen them in nature, but I've often wondered if Great Lakes fish would hit a squid in the tribs, because their fish go to the Great Lakes like our fish go to the ocean, and then come back.
If there's squid in the Great Lakes, then yeah. I would think they, I mean, I believe, if I remember correctly, that their steelhead started out as Washington fish.
McCloud River red bands.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The most distributed trout in the
So,
world.
they were West Coast fish, so I would think, but they haven't seen saltwater in long enough that I don't know
Right.
if they would still hit. Part of the reason why you want, like on bait fish in the salt, you want big eyes is because they target fish in the heads.
Right.
Um,
Which is why you put the eyes near your stingers.
totally.
So.
So I would think that, I don't know, I think that any fish would hit a squid. It's like a pink worm.
Jules asks, what kind of retrieve do you use here?
I would say a strip, and if it doesn't work, then strip faster.
Okay.
Yeah. I also think that a lingcod would hit this in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Bigger.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the fun part on this. Now I'm going to take this guy out. And I'm going to see how badly I gauged.
The length of your body.
Yeah. You get used to it now, huh?
Calamari instincts. And Jules says, hi, this is Maddie.
So,
Let's see. Oh.
there we go. I'm going to quick put a
Eugene
stinger.
says this has been absolutely awesome and enjoyed.
Good.
And even though he's a novice.
He's what?
He's a novice tyer.
Sweet.
So here's crazy. Here's crazy.
Here's crazy. You're already with crazy.
This is even crazier. We use squid frequently for trolling for cohos and kings in Lake Michigan.
Sweet. I didn't know that.
Random.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, I love hearing new places. Done custom for some people recently, squid in different colors for Dorado.
Right.
That's been a new one. Dorado and what else? There's been a few others. But a lot of trevally.
Right.
Guys.
I could see that.
I mean, I think anything hits tarpon.
Right.
So here's what I've done with this now. So this guy, I don't know where you want me to place it, I can't tell.
You're perfect right now on both screens.
Okay, I won't move. Okay, so right now, this guy basically, it's got the Airex stinger hook on it. This is the trailer hook HR483, number 4.
So that's the barbless version, because the 482 would have a barb.
Look at you go.
Peg hook nerd.
So what I've done then is, you can actually kind of, I don't know if you can see or not, but I can see. There's the articulation point right there.
We can zoom in. We have the technology.
So this guy will actually still bend,
Right.
which is kind of fun, but it's not necessarily, you don't have two obvious junction points. The fun part that makes me just super excited, more so than any normal human being should be, is the fact that you can see that part glow now. Inside the mantle because of that peach that I put in there, but also like the back end too with the barred portion.
Calvin says, thank you, nice tie.
Perfect. So.
The only other thing is it is glowing. I will second that. But due to our photography equipment,
Yeah.
the light overpowers all glow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
It's like when you're trying to take a picture of it glowing. It really sucks too. It's painful.
Ty Will says they're a big fan. Awesome looking patterns.
Good. Thanks for the tie wheel. I love that thing.
Shout out Ty Will.
Yeah, totally. They're awesome. So there's the squid. We still got time left, right? So I could whip up something fun.
You could do whatever you like. There is yeah.
So I'm just gonna start tying something fun.
This camera has no time limits. This one I'm not sure, but we can just repop a new live feed any day I want.
Sweet.
I think Instagram limits you, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet. It scares me, but I've obviously gotten past my whole fear of being live tonight. So
Awesome flies, stoked. People are
Type something.
flatwing.
yeah,
Good thing that you're there.
yeah, good. All right.
Oh, they want a general practitioner on a blind eye with all traditional materials.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. 1 hour live stream on Instagram. So we'll have to.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. I didn't know. I like the stuff I try now. Instagram doesn't like
You know
me
what?
very much.
Let's
put it that way.
Let's we'll just take a quick second, and
Yeah.
I'll just restart it so it doesn't cut anybody off. Guys, I'm going to restart here in a second and save this and do all that magic.
Sorry.
Save. Okay. Share.
Justin, you want to be a huge favor? You
Add
want to
my
run and grab me a
stuff.
couple other fun color saddles? I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like an olive or something. Hi, guys. Hi.
3,
Oh.
2. Well, you're still live over here, goofball.
You could have told me that one.
Well, I just want
That's all right.
That's okay.
Could be worse.
And they're back.
Sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna do just something big and ugly for fun.
So threads stay the same,
Yep.
and I'll be a hook nerd again. Daiichi 3111 Black Ace.
Got it.
Bingo. Size 1/0? Probably.
Ooh, this one might be a 2/0. Only
Ooh,
because,
okay.
no offense, but somebody's been out of 1/0s for a really long time.
Okay, we won't name anybody.
No, but I really
there you
do
go.
love the people that have been out of them for a really long time. All right. So
You have more saddle hack. I mean, how did
I have a
I'm really curious. How did you survive with this much saddle off? I mean, I heard
Yeah.
you had like the hair feathers for a long time.
yeah. So we stocked a lot of RLS saddles at the shop
Okay.
originally, and so we all used to kind of high grade those a little
hoard
bit
them.
at times.
Right.
And so I had a lot of those. I darn near cried myself to sleep every night once I was out of those. I still have some of my old RLS saddles, but
Nice.
these guys are all Keo.
Okay.
Keo, whenever he shows up at the shows, he usually has like a bin somewhere that not everyone gets to see.
Cool.
And I sweet talk him into letting me buy some,
Awesome.
because he's great. All right. So, same deal, different fly. Tie the upside down version of that feather on there. And then we're going to go from here. Let's just keep it from fouling. Again, make sure you want to kind of do a slow on the upturn, tighten on the down on this one when you're doing flat wings.
It's kind of like stacking hair.
It is, totally.
It's kind of that same.
There's a
feeling.
fine art
Yeah.
to doing that. And sometimes I don't even know how it's working for me, but it sometimes just does. So that's good. Because I have in front of me Minnow Belly Ripple Ice Fiber.
Says you're a power tyer. That you're still able to go and keep
Oh,
tying.
I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I could keep going for hours. And no two flies will be the same, I promise. It's downright pathetic.
So if you order custom flies from
You're
Brita,
screwed.
you're just getting what you get. Say
Yeah,
thanks.
and you better like it.
Nice note.
Seriously, anyone who's ordered from me will know this. Like, if you want them to be the same, it's going to take twice as long. I'm going to be twice as angry doing it. All right. All right. The only time I get more angry than tying multiples of the same thing is when I don't eat sugar. So, I'm super angry if I don't eat sugar.
So send candy with your orders.
Oh, totally.
Chocolates are okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, Streamer Slinger.
Sweet. So there's that one. Got this awesome green.
I don't even know what Blade Runner is. Is that a movie?
Isn't that an old game?
Old movie.
Was
okay.
It's like, I feel like it was an old game initially.
Somebody asked if Zach asks you to tie flies on a weekly basis.
Oh, he totally does. Yes, I would say more than weekly. Yes, definitely. But Zach's pretty awesome. He is the only guy that I know of that can talk on his phone and land a coho and a sea run cutthroat all at the same time.
Ovenoy says, I need a girl at home that ties my flies.
I'm not that girl. No. What you need to do is find someone who didn't know how to tie until you met them and then have them do that. The ones who already know, you're screwed.
Pike fly, or no? This is a salt pattern for sea run cutties, and
No, this one's.
Oh, this is a bigger one?
I got a little bored. I got a little sidetracked. So
Okay.
this is going to be bigger. This is going to be a salmon.
Salmon.
Salmon / I mean, heck, you could use it for small trevally even maybe.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people, maybe even if they're newer,
Yeah.
don't realize that historically all the local patterns were tied by women.
Really?
Lots of women back in the 40s and 50s were cranking bugs
Actually,
upstairs at
I
places.
Cranking bugs upstairs.
Well, yeah, whatever, Brita. Just trying to get in trouble. Cranking out flies upstairs, so.
Yeah. Sweet. No.
Actually, there's a lady, the Stroud family in San Diego, has like their historic
Totally,
saltwater
I've heard
fly,
about them, yeah.
And she was the fly tyer, the husband was not.
Really?
Do we ever tie largemouth flies? You could throw this
Yes.
for largemouth.
Oh, yeah. You're good by the time I'm done with it, you'll see. No, I've definitely, this style that I'm doing right now, you'll see by the time I'm done with it, you could most definitely throw it and make it even higher profile. And you could definitely throw it for a largemouth as well. The key is that you got to make sure that if you're going to add as much fluff as I might, depending on how bored I get right now, you need to make sure to add weight to it or else it's not going to keel right. So that's the key.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're going to throw, why not? This one obviously ran away with the vacuum cleaner at one point, and I fought it to get it back.
You're like, I need this.
I need it. All right.
Fly fishing Angie from Calgary. What's up?
Sweet. When Matt just laughs, I know it's scary now.
No, it's picking on Anthony.
Perfect.
It says that he's a creeper.
That's awesome. That's awesome. He's gonna cry himself to sleep tonight.
It's all right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. So now I'm gonna put some
Women are more patient. Do you agree with that?
others besides me. Yes.
Possibly.
Yes. I'm not the picture of patience. I decided in a day to move out to Alaska and pack my entire truck and dog and all.
Traditional salmon flies. Probably not tonight.
Yeah, right.
32 hours later, we've married the wing on the fly. We're about to do the final.
If you want me not to be swearing on any show, that is not the one to do. There might be tears. All right, so I'm gonna reach into the bag of fun over here. Nobody saw. This is very special.
Jake, I'm not sure where that is, so I won't speak to it. It's White River.
Arkansas.
Oh.
Big White,
Well,
White River?
it's a good place to get flies. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. As Wyco would say, we get fly on our own supply.
Yeah,
He actually has a sticker that says that.
that's pretty awesome. And then,
And you're from Seattle originally?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Shoreline, Richmond Beach.
The Terrible Fly Fisher says Bass Pro White River. Yeah, they could have some good patterns. I don't know. I've never shopped there. That Bass Pro. So you're doing an olive and Brita's Magic color blend
Yeah.
of bucktail?
Yeah, bucktail. I get really excited dyeing different kinds of hair, I find. And this is one of the, not like, that'd be really creepy, not like people hair.
On the side, Brita's a hairstylist. You can see her at britasalon.com now.
I'd be way better looking if I was, if I cared about that. Yeah. It's like back at the shop when people asked if we got commission, it'd be like, yeah, it'd be a lot nicer if I got commission. What are you talking about, people? All right. So. There's That's just going to keep that stuff from fouling. And I'm going to put on top. My other big issue is that I cut off way too much. And
Lyco says, I like Walmart flies. They work 12% of the time every time.
then you return the others. Okay. So, last couple feathers I'm going to put on this guy. This is a Brita dye batch special. You can see like blue in there. I got a little bored and got lazy and just said screw it all.
You're still using the Venus thread.
I am, yeah. Again, laziness. I don't want to find a threader and switch it out. But the fish don't care.
That's why I switched to 50 GSP. Because I have pens and I have the Copic markers and they become every color. Yeah.
The one thing I will say, though, is that with especially for myself, I tend to do wraps when I'm not thinking, like just as I'm trying to decide what I want to do next.
Right.
And the negative with that is that I build up bulk without trying.
Right.
And so I have to use thinner thread than other people would. So I tie almost always on 70 denier ultra thread.
She's yamming on that thread. Oh, like I guess yamming means pulling. So
yeah, because this stupid pice of crap is not doing what I want it to.
You mean
Sorry.
that feather?
Sorry. Yes, that would be a feather.
Are you speaking about that lovely feather you're tying with?
There we go. You should hear me have conversations with the flies I tie normally. This is my best behavior.
Fish like me says he wishes he could afford that many materials. But you've been tying for a while.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I've accumulated many years.
Fly material hoarder.
I would say part of that word is very applicable. All right. So now I'm going to do some like super dark. Why not?
Waika wants to know if you were insulted by women in not such friendly terms when the hair craze was happening.
Oh, I was so mean. I hated women, all of them. I was like, we used to get them calling and they were angry. Although I will say, my best sales job I ever did, I sold 16 feathers for $432 to Guam to a strip club. Who knew? All right. I was like, I didn't want to offend her and tell her that they weren't looking at their hair at that
right.
point.
You were trying to be nice.
You know,
supportive.
I'm okay with that. Go Guam. All right. So there's that. Now let's do throat.
Oh.
Why not?
I thought you were going for your ice stub minnow belly.
Oh, I'm totally going to top it off with that. Go big or go home at this point.
Your desk is a lot like mine.
Oh, this. I cleaned it up pretty well.
You were behaving for
I was seriously. In addition to watching my language, I cleaned up my desk.
No, we're not tying a thread fin shad tonight.
No, but I have done that for people, definitely. I do like that. Although I have to admit, I did have to look. I did have to look up what that was before I tied one the first time.
I mean, it's not like it's not something that lives the mile from the salt from us right now.
No. But who knew it wasn't that hard? It looks a lot like a herring.
It does, right?
Yep. It's got that little like dot though, right?
Yep.
I don't know if that, because I got in trouble the first one I tied and posted. Somebody called me out and was like, "Where the heck is the dot?"
Ah.
I've got my stupid Sharpie. Okay.
Happy Saturday from Swingin' Streamers.
Nice. All right. So now I'm going to put in some of the minnow belly as promised. Do that a little bit on the throat to give it a little bit of fun. And this guy's going to be done, minus the eyes.
Cool.
One thing, if Santa wants to get me anything for Christmas, I need a cauterizer really bad. I'm pretty sure nobody should allow me to play with fire. or anything that does cause fire.
So
But
cautery
I really
tool.
want a cauterizer. Make my life a lot easier. Yeah. All right, so this one, I also have a problem with putting way too big of eyes on things. I always have.
I do the same thing. I feel like if it's more accentuated, then that's where they're going to attack.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
there's nothing wrong with it, right? I don't
No.
think fish are going to say, sorry. It's like, God, never mind. I'm not going to say that. That's, I watched my language on that one too. All right.
So do you feel like, so Swinging Streamer says that thing probably kicks nicely. So I'm sure he's talking about the tail sections. Do you feel like flatwings have a more different movement than any other material?
No question. These things are insane. And it's just the way they're tied in like this, and you have to have a lot. It takes a lot to invest in all the rooster saddles that are quality to do it.
Right?
But in all honesty, these things, with putting the flash in between the feathers and the way they undulate in the current, there's nothing that's close. I have sat there and tied up God knows everything, hoping, because I don't want to tie these for clients for a trip. No offense to my clients, I do, but you have to earn it. It's like Elaine on Seinfeld, the sponge-worthy people.
Right.
I have to make sure that they can cast before I throw on a flatwing, but there's nothing that works better than a flatwing out in salt.
What length leader are you running? Or if that's not a secret.
So no, what I do generally is I'll take one of the Rio Versa leaders,
Okay.
and I throw the shortest version of a Versa leader out there. And generally it's like a 6 foot to 7.5 footer. Then I throw 3 feet of tippet off of that, fluorocarbon 2X or 1X.
Okay.
And low water I'll do 3X. And that's it.
So low water when you're
When it's like super hot in the summer, like August, it's
Okay.
not really low water, but it would be typical low water times
but
for other people.
there's not the like river influence,
No, and those fish are not leader shy
and there's
at
a
all.
lot less storms,
Yeah,
so it's a little bit cleaner and clear.
yeah, yeah. And those fish, with the heat of the day, they tend to push a little deeper if they can too. All right,
Says that thing is beautiful.
done.
Waiko has to make some menudo for the morning, but he says
Nice.
thank you. Namaste.
Nice. Thanks for entertaining us.
Namaste.
Perfect. All right, so there's that guy.
Sweet. Awesome.
You want me to tie another one, or are we done?
It's up to you. You've done 3. I usually do 2, so you've
Oh,
gone
I'm
above
total.
me.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I'm gonna sit down and have some food, maybe a drink.
Yeah, food's a positive thing,
Yeah,
right?
total. Some red licorice that everyone else has been eating. And I've had to watch. Back to my sugar freak.
All right, Brita. Well, thank you much for coming on. We
Thank
greatly
you.
appreciate it. And guys, we'll see you next week with another surprise pop-up of Loon Live. Take care.
Goodbye. Done. High five. Yeah. Maddie? Yes. Don't leave me hanging. There we go. Thank you.